happy Friday. We made it to the end of the week, thank God. I literally slept so terribly last night, but I'm super excited waking up this morning because I have no idea what to expect, but I was invited to go to Macy's before it opens, and I think they're doing some type of like, I don't know, you know, for the holidays, getting prepped with like their gift set. I'm taking my friend Devin with me, it's her birthday, but just excited to see what it's like. I mean, I've never seen, I feel like just seeing Macy's empty or more empty will be a wild experience. So I'm about to order my Uber and I'll take you with me just to see what the deal is. A little bit later now because I came back from the event this morning and then I went straight to work and like it was a crazy day. So now it's like end of day, but the Macy's event was insane. So, you know when you go to Union Square or Bryant Park and they have those Christmas markets outside? Macy's now launched like an indoor version of that within their store. It's the first time that they've ever done it, but it has all of those most amazing vendors. Like you can get your Christmas ornaments there, you can get like cutting boards and get coffee, and they make it like a whole experience, which I actually think is super smart because sometimes like the weather just is not it and you just need a little bit of the climate control. Like even this morning it was like spitting rain, so I just feel like I'd be more productive in like that store, and then you can get all of your other holiday shopping done. But it was so freaking cute. So one of the stores, and let me see the name of it. It was so cute, and they have an online shop. So let me see what it's called. It's called Mure and Grand, M-U-R-E and Grand. They have the cutest freaking sweaters. Okay, look at this. This is a New York City one. You have the taxi cab and the coffees, like how freaking cute, with like jeans. I'm gonna be so annoying when I go home for the holidays. They're gonna be like, oh, do you live in New York? Yeah. And I'm letting you know with my insignia and my embroidery on here. But like, how cute is that? Like, I'm so obsessed. And the little, and there's a taxi cab, like so well done. I'm obsessed. They have the cutest little like New York gifts too, and like best friend stuff. So definitely check them out. And then if you're in the city, you need to go check out that store. Freaking amazing. The other thing I saw that you would need to get as gifts, have you seen the Heaven Mayhem books? So they look like coffee table books, but they hold your jewelry. I mean, genius. That is the most genius thing I've ever seen. Like, would be such an amazing gift to give somebody. So I feel like I need to do a gift guide soon. I need to do like the end of the day wrap up. And then there's a couple other things I wanted to chat with you about, just to be chatty, just to let you know what's going on. And some products too that I got in PR that I want to show you. So I'm gonna wrap up my end of the day stuff and then kind of clean the apartment so it's like a nicer vibe. And then I feel like tomorrow might be the day where I'll like sit down and like walk you through all of that stuff. So I might see you a little bit tomorrow, but absolutely epic day. Hello and happy Saturday. I wanted to yap at you about a few things, and yes, I'm in the same sweater because I'm so obsessed. I have like this little white dress on, and I'm gonna put a jean jacket on later, but I figured this is just so cozy, I wanna keep it on now. But I wanted to yap at you for a few reasons. So I got some PR this week I wanted to show you because I think some of it is so freaking cute. And then this week I was reflecting because I feel like we're heading into like the winter uglies, you know, where you're just like, oh, I don't feel my best, whatever. So I wanted to talk about a couple of things I've been thinking about recently about like looking better, like feeling your best, because I always feel like when you look good, you just feel amazing. You like, ooh, feel a little bit better. So I wanted to talk through that. So as far as PR goes, on Tuesday night, I went to Ariana Grande's perfume launch party, which was so cute. They had like typewriters there. They had like this floral swing. It was so fun. But this is like a super, it's giving like the Dior spray vibes, isn't it? With like the packaging, how cute. So this is the spray. So it's a really big size. And it says the notes are jasmine petals, tonka, and cashmere woods. So really, really like this. It's like nice and light. which I feel like is really nice. And I feel like this, it's giving like a pair with a cashmere sweater vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like pair with a cardigan. So I love it. She's like really stunning and I cannot wait to see Wicked. So that was on Monday or Tuesday. That was super cute. Then Huda Beauty, which I didn't buy any Huda Beauty products before I went to one of her events. And then I was like, her foundation is insane. Her faux filler lip gloss is insane. And then they sent over this package, and it's for their Icy Nude palette that just launched, which is absolutely stunning. Let me show you that first. So look how cute the packaging is. So here's this. Then look when you open it up. My cool tone girls, like, is this not absolutely insane? Like, look at those shades. And they have the cutest names too. Like, She Rich, Unapologetic, Gold Standards, First Class, like so freaking cute. So I just used some of it on my eyes today, like very, very lightly, because it is the day, so I don't need to go for an entirely glam look, but absolutely obsessed with that. And they have some of these, I've been seeing more of a trend for like the latte, like cheek colors, so super cute. And then this is, the only thing about the packaging is like it's so hard to get out. She now also has an Icy Nude face gloss. So, okay, slay on the packaging. It is kind of slightly giving Petri dish, but like, I bet it's gonna be awesome. So let me see, I think oh, I think it's like, gives you like a little sheen. I thought it was like gonna give you color. But like, ooh, just a little bit of dewness. Love that. I need some face gloss. Lip gloss and face gloss. Okay, Huda, go off. So that's from Huda. Really cute stuff out from them. So look into it for the Sephora sale. Oh, and before I go off Huda, look at what they sent the frickin' PRN. And I don't, like, are you kidding? Look how fun that is. And it comes with a little purse. Let me show you. So I was like, Huda, did you know that I'm going to, how fun is that? Oh my God. So I was like, Huda, did you know I'm going to Canada for my bachelorette trip? Like, is this not the most perfect thing you've ever seen for that? I mean, I don't know what's happening with like the front. I feel like you'd have to make it, you have to set it up right, but like, is that not the cutest little thing ever? So slay to Huda. Thank you very, very, very much. Obsessed. And then the other thing I wanted to show you, so I've been like going through a lot of different like heated brushes, but I really want to try the one from Amika. They sent over also their shampoo and I'm obsessed. I feel like the only thing, like the packaging, yes and no, like I just feel we could maybe make it a little bit more subdued, but I really want to try this is Instant Shine Mask, and I tried their Shine shampoo today, so I feel like I really like the way that feels. You know when a shampoo really makes your hair feel like clean? That's what I like. So that's what they had. Then Vitamasks came out with this Snail Mucin Slay. Like, look how cute that is. And it's a vegan snail mucin. Like, it's gonna be freaking perfect for winter because I feel like my face gets so dry, and you basically like wet your face just a little bit, put some of this on your hands, and then you pat it into your skin and it will hold in all of that moisture. Fantastic. And then the last thing I wanted to show you, this, I don't know how to say this brand, Gisou. But Nagin, who started the brand, I mean, she's freaking stunning, first of all. But like, look how fabulous the packaging is. I'm such a sucker for packaging. But this is their cherry on the cake lip gloss. I did try it. It's super cute. It's gonna kind of mess up my current flow, but like, it has little red sparkles. I feel like this is gonna be perfect for the holidays. Like if you're in a black dress, like amazing. Black dress, red lip, slay for the holidays. So super cute, and it smells good too. So love that. So red shimmer gloss from Gisou, fabulous. So that's kind of like in on new beauty that I wanted to show you of what came in PR wise. But the other thing I mentioned, so I was thinking about when you're like, when you want to be your most attractive, you want to be your most confident, polished, like there are certain things I feel like over the years I've learned And this has just been through, I mean, honestly, like TikToks, reading, trying it myself, podcasts, all of that. So I did write a little list down that I did want to share with you to like, as we head into the winter, we're prepared. Like we have our game plan ready for how we're going to combat the winter uglies. Starting with knowing yourself. So first of all, I think what makes a massive difference, and you can see like the before and after pictures, it's really crazy, but knowing your colors. So there are 4 seasons of colors: summer, autumn, winter, and spring. And it's really based around your undertones. So I think, and I freaking need to go get this done, but I think I'm a soft summer, which means like I have lighter hair, lighter eyes, lighter skin. So I don't have a lot of like warm undertones. I actually have more cool undertones, and I feel like I realized that when I was trying on rings, because I was like, oh, gold doesn't really like look so good on me. So because of that, so I'm a soft summer when I look it up. And when I look up my inspo, it's a lot of monochrome, it's a lot of lighter colors and like pastels. And I always feel like when I look back on events or things where I felt the most amazing, I was wearing pastel colors. I always get really a lot of compliments when I'm wearing like monochrome, like especially like an ivory monochrome look. People are like, oh my God, love this look for you. So knowing your colors, so you can go online, and typically you can, if you have a celebrity lookalike, I would look at what their colors are because that's a good place to start. But ideally we can all go in person, and I need to do this. So knowing your colors. And then recently on TikTok, there's been a huge trend about knowing your contrast. So you have high contrast, which Jack is a high contrast, my fiance, because he has dark hair, light skin. So he looks amazing in a tuxedo, which is good for the wedding day. But he looks really good with like black and white contrast because it complements the way he looks, right? He has dark beard, light skin, dark hair. For me, on the other hand, I'm light contrast, so I don't have a lot going on. And I feel like I really noticed this with like makeup, because I actually don't look good with like a super dark vampy look that looks like too heavy on me. But for somebody with like a darker or a high contrast, like it looks amazing on them. So knowing your contrast too, and that you can find on TikTok. So look that up, and it makes a huge difference. That's mainly, I feel like, for makeup, but for Jack and clothes, it really does make a difference. So check that out. Oh, and that it kind of makes sense actually, because I really look good in like monochrome because I'm low contrast, and that's low contrast. See, it's all coming together. The thing just to mention too is knowing your shape. So like I'm a rectangle, okay? So I really need things that cinch in my waist, that like accentuate my figure, because I don't naturally have a lot of that going on. But knowing how your body is structured so you can dress it accordingly. So like whenever I'm shopping, I'm like, okay, the shift dress does not look good on me. But if we take the shift dress and we cinch it with the belt, that looks good. So there are different ways to accentuate your body type. So imagine this, you're going into winter, you know your color palette, okay? So we're dressing with our color palette. We're doing our makeup with our contrast, okay? And then we are dressing for our body shape. I mean, that's a glow up right there. Okay, next is this is more around confidence, but knowing your seduction type. Sounds crazy, okay? But this comes from Robert Greene. Robert Greene wrote The 48 Laws of Power, which is banned in jails. Okay, that's crazy. But he also wrote The Art of Seduction. So it's all about psychology. He breaks down the seduction types, which at first I was like, oh, that's not really that interesting. It is so interesting. There are different archetypes for how you seduce people. So whether you realize it or not, you attract people in a certain way, and people are different, and it's crazy. So if you look up the archetypes, you can just do a Google search to find out which one you are. Well, I mean, it's probably harder to do, just like you have to really research it a little bit to get a better understanding. But you can also share it with your friends to ask like, oh, what do you think I am? And then they'll tell you. But it's crazy. So like an example was Marilyn Monroe. So Marilyn Monroe is a siren, okay? So she's like the quintessential, like you think of her, you think of like ultra feminine, like curvaceous, like really seductive. Think of like a Cleopatra. And one sec, I have something in my eye. Okay, so you have your sirens, and then you have like the guy version of that is a rake. So that's like ladies man, you know, you think, I'm like, who even is a ladies man? Elvis. Elvis is a ladies man, right? Women were obsessed with him because he would apparently make you feel like the only woman in the room, but like every woman wanted him. You know, there's that vibe. But there are other types, like Jack, he makes you feel like a kid again. Like he makes me feel like, oh, things aren't that big of a deal. I don't need to stress. He makes it like fun and playful. So that, I think that's called, I'm trying to think of what that one's called. I can't think of it. But like he brings out childlike wonder. So that's the way he's seductive. And for me, I'm more of like the charismatic. So I'm like really interested in you and I want to understand your goals and I try to bring out the best in you. And that's like the type of way, at least from my friends, they've said like that's how you operate. So when you find out what you are, your seduction type, that like changes a lot of your social interactions because you can lean into how you naturally attract people, right? And like double down on it. So I just think that's so freaking interesting. And once you lean into it a little bit more, you get a better like reaction. And then outside of this, there are other psychological things you can do too that really make a difference, especially in social settings. And it just makes you feel and look, I think, more confident. So one of the things is, and it's so weird, I think I heard this on a TikTok, but you should try it the next time you're out at an event. Before you walk into a room, like you're walking into a bar, you're walking into a meeting, imagine you're holding all four corners of the room in your hand. It's kind of like a weird thing, but what it does is like, you almost like open your shoulders up. You're not like on your phone hunched over or like shifty, like not looking at people. You're like open, you're scanning the room, you're making eye contact with people, and you imagine holding the room, like the four corners, like in your hand. And there's just something about that energy where I think you walk into a room, your shoulders are back, your head is up, you're scanning the room, you're making eye contact, you have maybe a little bit of a soft smile, like that energy just like shifts. People start to notice you. So you have to try that when you walk into rooms. The other thing is if you're meeting somebody for the first time, it's like open hands, because we're still primal creatures. So if we can't see somebody's hands and we don't know what they're doing, that's like in our subconscious, we're like, okay, we're not safe with you yet. So there's something about us that like wires ourselves to like think that we gotta go fight or flight. The other thing that I think is like amazing, and this is more for like work presentations or like if you want something to go well, maybe like a first date, actually visualizing it going well, because our body cannot tell, like if we're imagining something and we're picturing ourselves in the moment, we cannot tell the difference between our visualizations and reality. Like if you imagine like a really stressful situation, your heart starts racing, your palms might start sweating. So if you imagine you're standing in front of a room for the presentation and it's going amazing, or you're really connecting on a first date and you've made a really good impression, and how that would feel and how that would look and how that would sound and how would you be feeling during that moment, that is like an insane way to manifest and also just show up as your best self. I think they did a study where, and I have to find this, but I feel like they did a study where they had people, 3 groups of people, and they were all trained to like make a basket, right? So they said, for in one group, they said, okay, you're not gonna practice at all, you're just gonna come back next week and we'll see how you do. So they were like kind of like the control group. Then they told the next group, hey, we want you to practice this, you know, for 15 minutes every day, and then come back next week and we'll check your free throw. Then for the third group, they go, we just want you to visualize making the basket. Just visualize it for, you know, 15 minutes a day and then come back next week. Which group do you think did the best? The visualizers. So I'm like, that's even better than practice. And I think it has to do with like your confidence level. So visualizations really, really change the game. And I always like visualize things that I want in such specific detail that like you are already familiar with it. It's like you already know what the feeling is. So then when you actually get the thing, you're like, oh, well, I was just expecting this. Of course this happened. So I think between knowing your colors, knowing your contrast, knowing your shape, knowing your seduction type, and then a couple of these like psychological things like open hands, imagining holding all 4 corners of the room, and then visualizing the best outcomes, like that is also that psychological part is also a major glow up. So I just wanted to share that because it's been on my mind recently and I just think it's so interesting. And if you guys have read that book by Robert Greene, let me know. But I'm just like really, really obsessed with it and I think about it constantly. And if you haven't thought about any of those things, maybe you won't look at all of those things, but maybe you've latched onto one that you want to test out. So I just wanted to share as we head into the winter uglies. And I'm gonna go now down to the West Village to do like a little bit of a bev. I'm going to go, and then I'm going to go meet a couple of girlfriends for some appetizers. So I'm gonna go do that, but lovely chatting with you. I hope you had a great week and weekend, and I will see you next time.